Hey cats, it's your footwear friend Ed MidsoleBud here. Just when I thought we'd covered pretty much all the shoes that were coming out in 2024, there's a boatload more of them. We got some new images with better clarity of the Pegasus Turbo, or actual Pegasus Plus as it's named, and a blast from the EDDBUD shoe past as well. From 1991, the Air Max 180 is making a comeback. And a brand new version of the Asics Superblast model is on the horizon. 2024 just gets even better. Let's take a closer look. Thanks for tuning in, people. It's always appreciated. Before we get into the shoes, do make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like too. Drop us a comment for the algorithm as well. Danke schön. 3 shoes I want to focus on today. The first one being the Pegasus Turbo 4, which actually seems to be now called the Pegasus Plus. Come on, Nike, you know we've got better memories than that. I don't think Pegasus Turbo was ever their best name really for this one. It wasn't some sort of race shoe or anything, more a higher tempo trainer. They seem to be positioning this model as like a premium version of the Pegasus. There's also a Pegasus Premium coming out as well. So this is like the Pegasus, but more. Yeah, hang on, there's a New Balance shoe called that. How about we call it the Pegasus X? Oh no, there's those Hoka ones, isn't there? The CeeLo 1X and the Skyward X. Never mind, we'll just go with Pegasus Plus. We've got that familiar toe box stripe here that appeared on the Pegasus 35 Turbo, which kept the front of the shoe a little less roomy in height. That design detail just made the shoe feel like a slightly more pacey offering. A slightly less elf-like heel flare this time around, and what appears to be a Zoom X midsole. Now I would really be surprised if this is a full length Zoom X midsole. Anybody that's worn the Pegasus Turbo before will remember there were a few issues with that. The Zoom X and React sections of the shoe just didn't really seem to stick together that well. I reckon there could be a carrier foam around the Zoom X, a little bit like the Vomero 17 has at the moment. You know, I am sometimes wrong. My wife tells me all the time. Now, the reason I say about this carrier foam is I honestly can't believe that Nike are going to go for a sort of daily type running option here with the Pegasus Plus, with a completely exposed section of Zoom X midsole on the outsole there. You can see the 2 rubber sections on the outsole. That's going to get absolutely hammered within a couple of runs. And let's not forget that the first 2 versions of the Pegasus Turbo seem to have some real production issues. Midsole separation plagued those 2 shoes, so I can't see them doing that. Zoom X is already fragile enough. If we're going to put it on a daily shoe, Nike aren't going to want loads of returns, especially at the moment where they're like making loads of their workforce redundant, which is really sad to hear. So I can't believe it's all Zoom X. Certainly no air unit's going to be within the midsole on this one. The stuff poking through the outsole there at the front does look like Zoom X, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Got no pricing on this shoe at the moment. I do reckon it will be around about 145 quid though here in the UK. Sorry, 145 Earth credits. No official release on this one as of yet, though I assume that they'll probably put the Pegasus 41 out first and then give it a few weeks before they actually drop this Pegasus Plus. Exactly like they did with the Zagama 2 here in the UK, they've given it a couple of weeks and waited to put out the Pegasus Trail 5. Okay, the next shoe up from my youth, this one is the Air Max 180. Seems to be making a comeback. Some people might suggest this is like a lifestyle shoe, but when it did come out originally, to me, that is a running shoe all over. I can remember being a young man and like really salivating over this shoe. First time we could see all the way around the air unit. It was something from a alien world. My good buddy Crazy Horse had a pair of these back in 1991. They were super fresh. Full view of the air unit now in that banging 90s colourway. I think I must have been about 12 years old when this shoe first launched. I still remember it to this day. I used to collect brochures and cuttings of all the running shoes that used to come out, and basketball models too. I even saw the shoe when I used to go up on trips to London or like to the local trainer shop. We used to call them that here. Not really sneakers over here in the UK, more like a trainer store. I love the beautiful suede paneling on this one. That striking 90s style ultramarine colorway is awesome too, and that silvery mesh as well. Nothing says silvery mesh more than a running shoe in the 90s. The longer tongue that still features on this one, quite reminiscent of some recent Nike models as well. I think these are going to drop on May the 24th here in the UK if you want to try and grab a pair for nostalgia's sake. I'm not saying this is going to be a great running shoe. Well, it might be, you know. Some people swear by Air Max shoes to run around in. Bit more responsive these days, but some people want that. I'm going to pick up a pair. I may even go out running in them just to prove that, you know, any shoe is a running shoe, really. Just depends whether you'll be able to actually run the next day or not. I don't know, maybe we're going in completely the wrong direction with all these shoes. They're just too soft now, these future foams. Squashy stylofoam efforts, that's all we got these days, isn't it? 135 Earth credits for the retro Air Max 180 if you like that sort of thing. Okay, last up is the one that we're all waiting for, really, the Asics Superblast 2. Now, the original was one of the best shoes to release over the last 18 months. Absolutely fantastic for pretty much anything, really. I tried it in all sorts of different conditions, different paces, and it just came through every single time with the goods. Though a few people did stop short of picking it up, mainly because of the price tag, but also the strange availability issues for the shoe. At times you just couldn't find it in certain sizes anywhere in the world. The Superblast 2 looks to completely remove some of the key issues that people had with the first version of the shoe. The layer of Flight Foam Blast Plus is still there on the underside, but the small cutouts that we found on the outsole are now gone. And we have some similar rubber areas as per the V1, along with a bit of a cutout in the heel area, mainly into that Flight Foam Blast Plus material. That is no doubt going to appeal to many people. I used to get loads of rocks and stones stuck in the holes on the original version of the shoe, and it was a bit of a chore, really. It could be quite irritating, in fact, if you were doing a long run, you went on anything that had gravel, or perhaps you were running at the very sides of a road where a lot of the grit and some of the smaller stones kind of gravitate to. There's certainly more texture here on the rubber sections as well, and that is no doubt going to enhance the grip, which at times could be a little bit lacking on the first version of the Superblast, especially if you're running in wet conditions. The other big change in this model appears to be the change of the main midsole foam to Flight Foam Turbo Plus. This, personally for me, is a massive boost to this shoe. It was already absolutely brilliant. This is going to transport the model from being a top trainer to a possible race option for some people. That foam is super light, and it's superbly implemented in the Metaspeed Sky Paris. It sets that model apart from the rest of the race shoes by a country mile. It doesn't look like they've tinkered with the upper all that much in this new version of the Superblast, but when you couple it with that super cushion, nimble and bouncy midsole, it could now be my most anticipated shoe for 2024. The original was so good, and if you put those subtle changes to this one, I believe Asics could have the top tier race and training shoes for this year. Improved outsole, a better midsole, and an upper left alone to do what it does, which was pretty much near perfect in the original. That makes for a really exciting prospect and a pair that I can't wait to get in hand and on foot. I've heard reports this one could drop in July of 2024, but that's not confirmed yet. Nothing firm from the forward-thinking brand as of yet. No pun intended. Are you a big Asics Superblast fan? How about the retro vibes of the Air Max 180? And a revival of the runner's favourite, the Pegasus Turbo. Sorry, the Pegasus Plus. Let me know your thoughts, as always, down in the comments. Musical interlude time. Another track from Bernard Butler from his forthcoming album, Good Grief, which I think is one of the best album titles I've heard in years. He's put out another one, it's called Pretty D, and I think it's actually the best track yet. There's some sizzling, fuzzy guitar lines in there. Really nice, immediate sort of vocal, lovely sort of production, kind of country rock style. Though I'd suggest there's some hints there of one of his old tracks, which is called Change of Heart. Nice, cool pop song, it's like 3 minutes long. Really great lyrics, really nice melody. Everything that you'd want from a great BB tune. I'm really excited to be going to see Bernard Butler on his tour. There's still some tickets available. He might be playing somewhere near you. I know there's some new dates as well. He's just added only today. So get online and see if he's playing somewhere nearby. One of the greatest British guitar players. In fact, greatest guitar players there's ever been. The guy's got some really great touch to the guitar playing and also some fantastic lyrics as well. Just sounds like really means it, you know, when he's singing. Go and check it out, people. The track's called Pretty D from Bernard Butler. Thanks for tuning in, as always, it's appreciated. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like. Don't forget to drop us a comment below as well for the algorithm. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you